friends, and welcome to our Sunday streaming services. If you're with us on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to get notifications when we have new videos. If you're with us on Zoom, drop a hi in the chat. We'd love to say hello back. And if you are with us live at the church, just a big old hello to all of y'all. If this is your first time with us on any of these platforms or in person, go ahead and sign our guest book at oakcliffuu.org/guest. Today's sermon is Love Is by Daniel Polk. All right, announcements time. Winter solstice is coming up super soon. I'm very excited. Missed it last year, but we are in person again. So we will be having our annual winter solstice event on December 21st. If you can help out at all, contact Rebecca. One of the big ways is we usually ask for cookie donations. So if you can donate some cookies, please do so, and do so before the date of the event so that we have time to set it all up. As a reminder, whether you're donating or attending the event, it is December 21st from 7:30 to 9. Again, contact Rebecca for anything. All right, Workday Wednesdays are back, and I'm sure that we are all working very hard up there to get it ready for winter solstice, right? Lots of stuff to do. So if you can help out, show up at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, and we'll even feed you. There is a board meeting today that is super important. Well, it's important. There's important things being discussed at the board meeting today. So if you are interested in adding your 2 cents or just seeing what's going on with these things, you can check out the topics in the e-blast, and you can get the link there. And while you're at it, you should be reading the e-blast anyway, right? There's lots of great stuff. The president's message. Several of us have been going to webinars recently, so there's some stuff about that in there, and all the great stuff going on at our church. There's also lots of links for donating to the church or giving to the church during this holiday time, including Amazon if you're using Amazon Smile if you're using Amazon. Just automatically, it's just I give if you're using anything else on the internet. If you'd like to give just separate from your shopping habits, oakcliffuu.org/donate, the text to give option, and our Facebook donate button. Also, if you haven't filled out your pledge form, go ahead and do that. It's been long enough. It's about time for you to just, go ahead and do it. Remember, we do it every year. Just go fill it out. All right, it is Sunday, so we have talk back right after the service. Please stick around for that if you can. It's always wonderful. There's also Adult RE at 1 o'clock, and if all that isn't enough for you, we are on Discord all week long. There are no member anniversaries today, but that's okay. I hope that all of you out there have a very happy Sunday.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. Thank you for having the curiosity and courage to join us. We welcome you, whoever you are, whatever spiritual tradition, gender, age, race, sexual orientation, or background you may bring to our community. We hope you will find here comfort, connection, challenge, respect, and above all, love.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, spirit of love, compassion, and forgiveness.
Que esta luz que ahora encendemos nos inspire a usar nuestros dones y poderes para sanar y no para herir, para ayudar y no para impedir, para bendecir y no para maldecir, para servirte a ti, espíritu de amor, compasión y perdón.
The Only Ones Who Ever Win by Elaine B. Karpelis. Out of our separate lives we come, to walk this path together for an hour or a day, for a week or a month, or a series of months and years. For this space of time, we travel together, making much or little or nothing at all of the fact that another walks beside us. We can keep our eyes cast down, protecting ourselves from the pain we risk whenever we allow another human being to touch us, living safe little lives inside of our sterile wrappings. Or we can reach out, risking a little or a lot or every coin we have, because we believe that loving and being loved is the only game in town. The choice is ours. Those who risk much lose much, but they are also the only ones who ever win.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Please join me in affirming our covenant to one another. Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance and service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together.
And now in Spanish. Porque nos amamos uno al otro, honoramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y acepción, así que hacemos pacto.
In our community, we make time each week to share pieces of our lives with one another, our joys and sorrows. We do this because each person in this community has value. Each person's experience matters. We share our sorrow with one another today, knowing that sorrow comes into each person's life. Knowing that together, we offer comfort. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your sorrows and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger.
When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
We also share our joys with one another, knowing that joy comes into all our lives, knowing that joy calls unto joy, knowing that together our voices can rise in a chorus of celebration. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your joys and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirs of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Every week, our congregations say that love is our doctrine. Number 471 in the hymn book. Or some congregations use number 473, love is the spirit of this church. But I wonder, what kind of love are we talking about? I hope it's more than just the mushy kind you find on Valentine cards. Today I want to look at different kind of loves. Different kinds. Beyond the 4 types named by the Greek, there's tough love and what I'm calling fierce love. Stick around to hear more about that, but first a quick look at the Greek. Many of us know about eros, erotic love, and there's also agape, unconditional love. As Wikipedia calls it, love of God for man and man of man for God. Storge, or love of family and parental love. And philia, or friendship, which is why Philadelphia is called the city of brotherly love. The basic and historical types which you'll hear about in a sociology class. You could say these form a basis for our theology. There's also tough love, what you get from a teacher, a coach, or sponsor, or from your parents when you don't get everything you asked for. When you get what you needed rather than what you wanted. Think about those times when you were told what you needed to hear rather than what you wanted to hear. It's not easy giving or receiving tough love, but it helps a person grow. You might say, it's good for what ails you. Tough love can be asking the hard questions. Are you okay? What's wrong? What do you need? What do you want? When are you going to blank? Why haven't you blank? Sometimes it means saying, no, I don't want to be a part of what you're planning, or I'm not willing to tolerate your actions. 30 years ago, we hosted a national conference, and as the denominational liaison, I had to pick up the phone and call a UUA staffer and tell them that the person they had sponsored had not represented them well and was actually drunk most of the weekend. His response astounded me along the lines of, well, as UUs, we have to accept everyone. Really? For once, I didn't wait before reacting. No, this is not about rejecting the person. It's about not tolerating abusive behavior. I'm glad to see that he seemed to get it, to agree with me. But I'm here to tell you that confronting and correcting an authority figure twice my age certainly felt empowering. Then there's what I'll call fierce love. Now, I found a model of psychotherapy called that, but it's completely different. What's closer is a new book by Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis. Now, I started using the name, a couple years ago, but I don't have anything in print on it. Her promotional material states, "We are living in a world divided, race and ethnicity, caste and color, gender and sexuality, class and education, religion and political party have become demographic labels that reduce our differences to simplistic categories in which we are vehemently against them." Her book, Fierce Love, lays out 9 daily practices for breaking through tribalism and engineering the change we seek. From downsizing our emotional baggage to speaking truth to power to fueling our activism with joy, it demonstrates the power of small, morally courageous steps to heal our own lives, our posse, and our larger communities. Sharing stories that trace her personal reckoning with racism, as well as the arc of her journey to an inclusive and service-driven faith, Dr. Lewis shows that kindness, compassion, and inclusive thinking are muscles that can be exercised and strengthened. I like that. Mine is a little different. I'm more focused on here with the idea of putting ourselves on the front line to protect those we love, as well as standing on our principles. Think about the mama bear who determinedly, ferociously watches out for her cubs. This is at the foundation of our Yellow Shirt campaign, Side with Love, and nonviolent protests, which all of them would quickly run out of steam were they not firmly grounded in principles. Such grounding is shown by the 18th century Universalist John Murray, who, when preaching in Boston, was interrupted by a rock thrown through the window that didn't come too far from his head. He picked it up and announced that this argument is solid and weighty, but it is neither rational nor convincing. Dedication and courage are crucial, even when we might be in danger ourselves, or because we might be in danger. This sermon was inspired in part by a meme which stated that if allies weren't getting hit by some of the bricks being thrown at protesters, they weren't standing close enough. Perhaps my title should be Love is Catching Bricks, as a reminder that we need to be proactive, out front, and do more than talking the talk. Walking the walk, like when a third of our ministers answered Dr. King's 1965 call to the march in Selma. Dr. James Reeb didn't make it home, but his legacy calls us across the decades to join with Black Lives Matter, Black Lives of UU, and other movements like La Raza, disability rights, and so many others, so we can do the real work of peace and justice. That Selma March was a turning point for us, a major turning point, when UU started doing more than passing these high-minded resolutions at General Assembly, well-meaning promises that were pretty much empty, before returning to their almost lily-white congregations. There's still much work to be done. The UA is still one of, if not the whitest denomination in the UUSA, even though we have a history of civil rights work. There are other heroes in our history. Nearly 200 years ago, Theodore Parker was active with the Underground Railroad. He was indicted but not convicted for harboring slaves. A fugitives, and he slept with a pistol under his pillow to protect his home and guests. His writings have inspired no less than Kurt Vonnegut, Betty Friedan, Martin Luther King Jr., and Abraham Lincoln. Did you know he was also one of the Secret Six men who funded the abolitionist John Brown? Not a coincidence, the two of them were Unitarian ministers. Being on the front lines can and will test a person and require quick thinking, especially when dealing with protesters. The Fort Worth Pride Parade doesn't have the big loud floats like Dallas does, so protesters can be heard, especially when they use bullhorns, and they get personal in those things, mean and nasty. Hey you, fatso in the green shirt. Yeah, they call you people out. Hey granny, what are you doing with your kids here? They've said those things. But a few years ago, I shut down a protester. She was in a shouting match with several teens along the sidelines, in a big shouting match, and I said, this is not going to do well. I went to each group and said, don't argue with her. That just encourages her. Don't argue. Leave her alone. She's enjoying this. Ignoring her. It's what she wants. So they stopped. Whoops. I'd caught a tiger by the tail. She was looking at me, expecting me to do something. Well, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. The teens joined in. Before the verse was over, she had given up and walked away. Win. Best of all, I had shown a number of young people that it could be done peacefully. Then there are protesters who stand outside the gates and preach, harassing people attending just who want to walk through the booths. And they just stand there and read books through their bullhorn. I got one of them once. Oh, I irked him. I didn't touch him or any of his stuff. I didn't even say a word from him. I just came up, stood right behind him, and started singing loudly so that his microphone was spreading my voice far and wide. He got mad, but I walked away unharmed. I'm reminded of the Tom Lehrer song, We Are the Folk Song Army. Ready, aim, sing. Fierce love doesn't have to be at a march, though. There are many people working on various fronts. GLAAD and ICCR, that's Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, and Interfaith Center for Corporate Responsibility. Just two of the organizations, along with many individuals. Years ago, there was an offensive TV commercial for Honey Nut Cheerios, and protests were getting ignored until Joe Norton showed up, a UU from Albany, New York, who spoke at the shareholders meeting. He didn't have a large number of shares, but they dated from the corporate founding. Thus, he represented a corporate shareholder of this company. The TV ad soon disappeared. Speaking truth to power. Speaking truth to power. Each of us using whatever access and privilege we enjoy to challenge those in power and to advocate those in control and to advocate for justice. So therefore, I call on us to explore and to learn how we can use and grow our powers, to grow them and foster them in upcoming generations. How can we have more impact? But power used for good, as stated so eloquently by Dr. King. Power without love is reckless and abusive. Love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice. And justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. Have you caught many bricks lately?
wondrous love is this, O my soul, O my soul. What wondrous love is this, O my soul? What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down, sinking down, when I was sinking down beneath my sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul, friends to me gathered round, oh my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end I will sing.
This house is for the ingathering of nature and human nature. It is a house of friendships, a haven in trouble, an open room for the encouragement of our struggle. It is a house of freedom, guarding the dignity and worth of every person. It offers a platform for the free voice, for declaring, both in times of security and danger, the full and undivided conflict of opinion. It is a house of truth-seeking, where scientists can encourage devotion to their quest, where mystics can abide in a community of searchers. It is a house of art, adorning its celebrations with melodies and handiworks. It is a house of prophecy, outrunning times past and times present in visions of growth and progress. This house is a cradle for our dreams, the workshop of our common endeavor. To make an offering or fulfill your pledge, please go to oakcliffuu.org/donate and follow the links.
I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy, así compartimos y vivimos hoy. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy, así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
In the End, It Won't Matter by John C. Morgan. In the end, it won't matter how much we have, but how generous we have been. It won't matter how much we know, but rather how well we live. And it won't matter how much we believe, but how deeply we love.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
When our heart is in a holy place, our heart is in a holy place. We are blessed with love and amazing grace. Our heart is in a holy place. When we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, our heart is in a holy place. We are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, our heart is in a holy place. We are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. Then our heart is in